gold isn't just rising, it's warning us. While the world's eyes are fixed on AI, crypto, and stocks, something ancient is making a comeback. The price of gold is soaring, and behind that glitter lies a story of fear, power, and shifting global control. This is what gold's rise really means for the world. 1. The golden comeback. For centuries, gold has been humanity's most trusted store of value. But for a long time, it was ignored, seen as a boomer asset or a safe haven for old-school investors. Fast forward to 2025 and gold is back with a vengeance. Prices have hit record highs, surpassing expectations and breaking through resistance levels that analysts once thought impossible. But here's the twist. It's not jewelry buyers or collectors driving this boom. It's governments, central banks, and institutional investors who are leading the charge. The reason? Gold isn't just a precious metal, it's economic insurance. When trust in the global financial system weakens, gold becomes the ultimate backup plan. Today's economic environment, filled with debt crises, inflation, and geopolitical tension, has reminded the world why gold has survived every empire, every war, and every crash. 2. The decline of trust in paper, mama. The modern economy runs on paper, and paper burns fast. Since the 2008 financial crisis, central banks have printed trillions of dollars in an attempt to save economies. But in doing so, they've quietly destroyed the purchasing power of money. Inflation is no longer a temporary problem, it's a structural one. When people realize their hard-earned money buys less every year, they start looking for something real, something that can't be printed. That's where gold steps in. Gold is finite. You can't create it with a keystroke or manipulate it with interest rate policy. 3. Central banks are hoarding gold. Here's a fact that rarely makes the news. Central banks around the world are now buying more gold than at any time in the past half-century. The biggest buyers: China, Russia, India, and Turkey. These nations aren't doing this for decoration. They're doing it to protect themselves. By holding gold, they reduce their dependence on the US dollar, a currency that has dominated global trade for decades. 4. The global de-dollarization movement. For nearly 80 years, the US dollar has been the backbone of global trade, but that era may be ending. Nations across Asia, the Middle East, and even South America are seeking alternatives. This movement, called de-dollarization, is accelerating faster than most people realize. China and Russia are trading in their own currencies. India is exploring gold-backed settlement systems, and the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, are discussing a shared gold-linked currency to rival the dollar. Every ounce of gold these countries buy represents one step away from the dollar's control. 5. Inflation and the fear of wealth erosion. Inflation is the silent tax on everyone. When everything from rent to food to fuel becomes more expensive, people start questioning where their money's value went. Gold has always been the go-to answer in such times. It doesn't yield interest or dividends, but it doesn't lose purchasing power either. Throughout history, from ancient Rome to modern America, 1 ounce of gold has always been able to buy roughly the same amount of goods. 6. Geopolitical tensions and global chaos. Wars, sanctions, pandemics, and trade conflicts, all these shake the global economy. And when the world becomes unpredictable, investors rush towards safety. Gold thrives in chaos. From the Ukraine conflict to Middle East instability, the geopolitical map is on fire. Every flashpoint drives uncertainty in the markets, and uncertainty is gold's best friend. When trust in global stability fades, gold becomes the one thing everyone agrees on. It's not tied to any government, doesn't depend on electricity or networks, and has been recognized as valuable for over 5,000 years. So, while markets fluctuate and currencies crash, gold simply stands still. Quietly gaining value as fear spreads. 7. Gold versus crypto, the battle for safe haven status. A few years ago, Bitcoin was marketed as digital gold, and to some extent, that was true. It gave investors a way to escape inflation and currency manipulation. But as crypto markets matured, volatility and scandals reminded everyone that trust still matters. Bitcoin can drop 30% in a week. Gold rarely does. Crypto is digital and decentralized, but it's also vulnerable to hacking, regulation, and sentiment. Gold, on the other hand, is physical, scarce, and timeless. That's why big investors and central banks still trust gold more than any digital asset. 8. The hidden message behind gold's rise. Every rise in gold prices tells a story, not just of markets, but of human psychology. Gold's rally means the world is anxious. It means people no longer fully believe in governments, in central banks, or even in the long-term power of technology-driven economies. When gold surges, it's not because people are getting richer. It's because they're getting worried. It's a mirror reflecting fear, distrust, and the search for safety. 9. The future. Gold in the digital age. Now, here's where it gets fascinating. Technology isn't replacing gold, it's reinventing it. Projects are already underway to create digital gold tokens backed by real physical reserves. This means investors could soon buy or transfer gold in seconds without ever touching a vault, combining ancient trust with modern convenience. Imagine a world where you can hold gold in your digital wallet, trade it across borders, and use it as money again, but fully backed by real metal. 10. What gold's rise means for you. So what does all this mean for you? The investor, the saver, or the everyday citizen? It means the financial world is transforming fast. Gold's rise isn't about profit, it's about preparation. The world is shifting, quietly but powerfully. Like, share, and subscribe.